you have 6 dB, 12 dB, and 24 dB, which is the steepest 24 dB, meaning that you would lose the most. Think of this as lowering the volume. Essentially, you say you want to limit all audio effects above 200, and when you have 6 dB, it means that you continue getting some of the effects above 200 until the volume goes down very gently. When you have 24 dB, it means like a knife cutting through the octaves. So moving forward, because I cannot properly explain this, you need a real audio engineer here. And maybe you don't actually need one, because you can just test for yourself. So what you have on top of these settings is the auto mute speaker on replace. This allows you basically to automatically mute all of the speaker effects coming from your DualSense controller. Why this is needed, specifically when using replace, why this is needed is because otherwise you would be hearing the full audio input coming from your speakers also on the controller, and we don't want that. We just want the vibrations. The other setting is the same for mix, and then you have light bar off in replace, which is something that I really like to use, because essentially there are not a lot of DualShock 4 games out there which have LED effects. Most of them are Xbox 360, meaning that you will be getting less battery because your LED is flashing or always glowing white, and we don't want that. Converted rumble strength mix is another very important setting here. This is essentially taking your vibrations from the game, be it through the small or through the big motor, and transferring them to the haptic motors, or I should not say pads, I think they are pads, to the haptic pads in the DualSense controller. So this means essentially that you will not lose any of the built-in game vibrations, because if you use just AutoHaptics, if you have an action on screen which does not have an associated sound with it, but a vibration is added there by the developer, you would be missing this one out unless you take them and add them to the mix. And here you have again from 0 to 100% strength. Moving forward, it's a very interesting feature which is right now here set to 0. But why is this? Because I just didn't want, when I run the script after this for the demo, to start hearing myself talking through the controller. But essentially this effect here allows you to filter out, the same way that you do haptics, audio which comes out through the stereo speaker. What this means is that you can basically shoot your gun in a game like Control or Doom Eternal or any other game, but at the same time try to limit the other type of sounds that come out of the controller, so that you can give some kind of a effect from your controller, but not your full audio leaking through. And how this is done is essentially it's checking for different levels of sound based on your detection band hertz, basically the hertz which you set, or the sound frequency that you set in terms of change to the audio mix that you want to open the gate for the sound which you will leak through the controller. So once the gate is open, you have a lot of other contributing factors here, such as sensitivity, how fast the sound fades, how responsive it is, which exact frequencies you will decide to leak, which ones you will not, etc, etc. I would suggest just to go through them and test them out. It makes a big difference for some games. For other games it's not necessary, so it's all up to taste. What we have here is the AutoHaptics detector. This allows you to know exactly whether you have an issue on your site or whether you just forgot to run the AutoHaptics script. This is the script which sends all the audio from your speaker, or I should say not speaker but sound card, to the controller to convert in haptics, to leak the sound through the speaker, all these nice things. And here you can detect also what type of level you get in terms of haptics out based on your settings that you have on top. So I would suggest running the script, which is very simple. I will do it right now. Let's go and do that. Okay, so we have here our DualSense 122.0. So what I will go now is where I will go now is to the previous directory and go into automation. This automation folder, maybe without all these backups and stuff that I tested, comes built in the firmware, so you can just extract everything, and here you have several scripts. Once you run the setup bat script, it will automatically populate here all these start stop scripts if you decide to use play night automation. If you don't want to use play night automation, you can just install the Python environment. It's very simple. You have it in the readme. Then you can run in terminal and just write Python DS5 audio py, and voila, here we have already audio being linked from our sound card to our controller. So if we go back now, you will see here this shows us active. Obviously there is no sound being sent because I'm just talking. There is nothing playing through the sound card, or just my voice, so which is showing as this nice orange fading warning in and out. But this is now working. I will not be going through this general haptics and audio settings because they are also in the main firmware and it's not really interesting for this exercise. And now we have the native haptics filter. I believe this is the last option on this page. So you have here off, light and strong. This is to be used essentially just with native. This allows you to nicely round off